Hey guys, we're Blender 95, recording live from a local county prison cell. No, I'm not going to be talking about the Sonic versus Mario rematch because I don't do that. Kind of pointless, but something I'm actually going to try to do after like 3 years is going to be give you an analysis video, and that's going to, I'm going to start with the episode I've been trying to do all of this time. And that's going to be Motoko Kusanagi from Ghost in a Shell and Adam Jensin from Deus Ex. Sorry if I'm talking a little quietly here. I got a bit of a cold here. So yeah, I've been trying to do this fight forever. I really, really like the idea of this fight happening. I think it should happen. These two characters are very similar. They come from very similar worlds. It's around the same time period, two different worlds, but they're from around the same time period, and they face very similar problems, both internal and external. So I feel like it really works out there. Um, I'm gonna go through Motoko first. So Motoko Kusanagi, one of the first I believe one of the only all prosthetic humans. The only organic parts of her body are her brain and her spinal cord. She was basically as a fetus, she had to be converted into a cybernetic being. So that was so she's never had a real body. She's she's spent her entire life with prosthetics, just adapting them over time. And because of that, because of her body, she has, these tremendous levels of strength, speed, and durability. She is strong enough to play tug of war with a helicopter, basically, and win. She was able to jump between skyscrapers in order, like, as in there's a skyscraper here, there's a skyscraper here, different across the street from each other. She's able to jump between them to climb one. And she's had her head she's had her head crushed through concrete, like stepped on by a mech suit through concrete multiple times, and just walked up after her arm got ripped off. She has an incredibly heightened sense of touch and sight and hearing due to her cybernetics. Her skin is actually some sort of like micro-woven kind of material that is more sensitive than human skin. And her body is essentially bulletproof. They have to use special like armor piercing anti-ceramic rounds for in order to actually shoot her. I mean, she's been shot at before, like she's had a bullet go through her head, but it was because it was a special round for her. And even in that event, she has an incredibly advanced cyber brain. Now everyone in Ghost in the Shell pretty much has a cyber brain, but her ability as a hacker is so, like, she is pretty much almost in like top of the world when it comes to being a hacker or a cyber, like a remote hacker, because she can do it remotely with her cyber brain. Her abilities have been described as rarer than ESP. Like, that's how high level of a hacker she is. She can hack people's eyes, because people have cybernetic eyes in the future as well, to be able to see through them. She's been able to completely suppress a person's consciousness within their own body in order to take over. These are all cybernetic people, again. It's not like she can do this with normal people. But, she's been able to, like, suppress a person's consciousness to basically take over their body using her hacking. And she's, something else she could do, I forgot. But, yeah, point is, she's an insane level hacker, and she's also an incredible fighter. She only really carries, like, the two pistols with her, but, she's an incredible hand-to-hand fighter. She's incredibly strong, does all this, Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it at that. Um, Going to Adam Jensen because this is going to take a while. I'm not going to name every weapon and augmentation he has because that's insane. But basically, he can fight. Almost his entire body is cybernetic. I believe, if I'm remembering right, it's his arms, the waist down. Um, I think his chest is also, and he has his brain and part of his spine. Part of his brain is cybernetic as well, just to be able to control the rest of it. Um, he's able to turn his cybernetic arms into blades. He's able to fire EMP darts out of his knuckles, pretty much. He's able to shoot flashes. He can create some kind of like pulse cannon, I believe, was part of it. He can overload his circuits to give himself a sudden burst of superhuman speed and strength. He's got a grappling hook. He's got weapons fucking everywhere. Doesn't even scratch the surface really, but he is also pretty much bulletproof. He can cover his body with like a kind of like a almost like a crystalline kind of coating to make himself even more like indestructible. Oh, the other thing they can both do, they can both um cover themselves like they can both basically turn invisible by having like a light changing altering barrier around them. Uh Motoko's, if she gets hit or damaged, it fluctuates and she's able to be seen for a short amount of time. I believe the same thing goes with Jensen's. Jensen is also able to hack computers and uh, things like like opening security doors, and accessing codes and things like that with his computerized brain. Uh, he's also superhumanly strong, fat, etc. Uh, so basically, like I said, I'm not going to get into every augmentation that he has because that's crazy, but I'm accounting for all of it. I'm not going to name it all. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the analysis here. So I'm going to say, just off of it, that Motoko takes this. Uh, she's going to be significantly stronger, significantly faster, more durable. Uh, Jensen has a lot more weapons and a lot more ways to fight her. And to be honest, they're both pretty much bulletproof. So Motoko doesn't really have a way to kill him at first, with weapons wise. She could probably kill him hand to hand, but he has a lot of ways to prevent her from being able to do that. She's not going to be able to get in hand to hand when he's got darts and shit flying everywhere, when he's got a pulse cannon, when he's got all these other things. She's not going to be able to go hand to hand. She's going to have to, wait that out. So it seems like there's really no way for I, and I don't think any of Jensen's weapons are going to kill her, at least not in and of themselves. If he stood there shooting at her, with something like with flashes for a while, I'm sure it would probably kill her eventually, but it's not going to happen that way. Um, so the reason I'm going to say Motoko wins is pretty much the fact that Jensen has they both have computerized minds, right? And they're both able to hack. Difference is Jensen, his hacking has been shown to be limited to very specific types of computers. Like, he's able to, like I said, he's able to open doors, he's able to access codes and stuff, but he's never shown to have this, like, mastery of hacking that Motoko has. And he's also, even if his brain is capable of hacking something to the level of Motoko's, because we don't know. I wouldn't think his brain is as much as advanced as Motoko's is. But we've shown that because he's able to do this, he would be able to be hacked by her. And the fact that she's been able to pretty much do whatever she wants, I mean, she could just, I mean, like I said, the rest of his body is human. You know, his head is human. She could just be like, okay, I've hacked your body, put your gun in your mouth. You know, you know, like the fact that and she is durable enough to pretty much. She doesn't have to be in like direct proximity with him. She has to be at least somewhere close to him. She can't be miles away doing this, but she can hack someone from several hundred feet away, so that's not an issue. So she just has to, and she's durable enough to survive pretty much anything Jensen could throw at her. Now Jensen could um, match her in terms of strength and speed by overloading his circuits, but and that he would possibly able to damage her that way, but he can only do that for like a split second, and that doing that more than doing that so many times would just damage his body and make him not able to function properly. So, he could do that, but that would ultimately wouldn't equal out to equaling her, and it also would eventually just destroy him. So he wouldn't be able to just do that the whole time and be able to beat her. So I'm saying Motoko pretty much has the advantage um, in all of her stats, and normally, like I said, Jensen would be able to counteract that with his arsenal. But it's the fact that Motoko has that one advantage in being able to completely, you know, she could more than likely hack into his brain, with his brain being partly cybernetic in order to control, and she could just control the rest of his body then in that case, you know. So it's not like in cyber brains where she can shut down your brain. Like I don't know if she could do that, but his brain, like the cybernetic parts of his brain, control the rest of his body, and it is stated that he is computerized. That's how he's able to hack other computers. So if his brain is computerized, she could hack him. And even if she can't do what she does with other cyber brains, because his brain, the cybernetic attachments of his brain control the rest of his body, she could more than likely control the rest of his body. So I'm going to say Motoko takes this. This has been a very long time coming. I'm probably going to do one more of these today. If I don't, I'll try to do it next week. But I got to eventually start doing this has been a while since I've done one of these. But anyway, thanks guys. Rebel Engine 95. See ya.